Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's strengthen our community. Now, let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. Let's get to the news. There's a storm brewing in the world of football, and it's the sort of storm that has the potential to shake the foundations of the Scottish Premiership to its very core. Whispers have been circulating for weeks, and if the grapevine is to be believed, Mohammed bin Salman, already a towering figure in English football with his control over Newcastle United, might be setting his sights on an even bolder venture. The Rangers, one of the most storied clubs in Scotland, have long held a place of reverence, not just in Glasgow, but across Europe, and now the possibility of them falling under the sway of one of the richest figures in the world is sending tremors through the football community. Speculation has it that negotiations are in the early stages, but sources close to the club hint that the discussions are far from trivial, involving complex financial arrangements, potential takeovers of assets, and the kind of strategic planning that only someone of bin Salman's resources could orchestrate. For fans, this is both thrilling and terrifying, as the prospect of foreign investment at such a scale brings with it dreams of European dominance, but also fears of losing the very soul of a club steeped in history, culture, and a fan base that thrives on tradition. The implications of a deal like this go far beyond the simple exchange of ownership. Rangers have always been a club defined by their heritage, their history of passionate supporters, and a fierce rivalry with Celtic that transcends the boundaries of football itself. Introducing Mohammed bin Salman into this equation is not just about money, it's about vision, strategy, and the inevitable reshaping of a club that has, for decades, cultivated its identity through triumphs, heartbreaks, and moments of sheer drama on the pitch. Sources close to the matter suggest that discussions involve not only a purchase of shares, but a comprehensive plan to modernize infrastructure, expand global outreach, and potentially bring in high-profile management and players to compete at the very top of European football. Rumors have also hinted at discussions behind the scenes concerning sponsorships, stadium enhancements, and digital transformation initiatives, which would place Rangers in a league of their own in terms of financial muscle and marketability. Yet, with all this ambition comes an undercurrent of concern. Supporters who have nurtured the club through lean years worry that a takeover of this magnitude could overshadow the very essence of what makes Rangers a club with identity, pride, and a deep connection to the community, raising the eternal question: can tradition survive in the face of unprecedented wealth and ambition? The financial dimension of such a move is staggering, the kind of numbers that make most clubs' annual budgets look like pocket change. It's said that bin Salman's appetite for football investment is not satisfied by mere ownership. He seeks transformation. For Rangers, this could mean the injection of funds at a level never seen in Scotland, allowing them to compete with clubs traditionally considered European heavyweights. The strategy, as rumored, involves scouting for world-class talent, potentially luring players who would never have considered Scottish football, and creating a squad capable of contending not just domestically, but across the continent. Imagine a team where transfers are not constrained by typical financial limits, where managerial decisions are backed by vast resources, and where ambitions shift from winning the league to challenging for trophies with global prestige. The ripple effect of such an acquisition could alter the dynamics of the Scottish Premiership entirely, raising questions about competitive balance, the role of legacy, and the ways in which financial power can both elevate and alienate a club from its roots. Every conversation about this potential deal is charged with a mixture of awe, skepticism, and downright disbelief as pundits, journalists, and fans alike try to reconcile the idea of Rangers under the umbrella of one of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. But beyond finances, there's the human element, the way in which supporters, staff, and players might react to the presence of such a high-profile owner. Rangers have always been more than a football club. They are a cultural institution, a symbol of pride for countless fans whose loyalty has been unwavering through decades of challenges. Introducing Mohammed bin Salman into that narrative is as much about psychology as it is about business strategy. Rumors suggest that there have already been informal conversations with senior figures at the club, gauging their openness to radical change and exploring how best to navigate the delicate balance between innovation and tradition. Players, too, would face a new reality where the expectation is not just to compete, but to embody a vision driven by global ambition. Managers might find themselves operating under unprecedented scrutiny, with decisions amplified through the lens of international media interest. For supporters, the situation is electrifying yet nerve-wracking as each headline, leak, or rumor becomes fodder for debate, speculation, and inevitably division. The tension is palpable. While some dream of a new era of silverware and international recognition, others fear that Rangers might lose the very identity that has made them iconic. The ripple effects of such a potential acquisition extend far beyond Glasgow, touching on the wider Scottish football ecosystem and even European competitions. Rivals would have to recalibrate their strategies, budgets, and ambitions, knowing that Rangers under Bin Salman could become a financial and competitive juggernaut overnight. Talks of stadium expansions, modern training facilities, and global marketing initiatives are already generating buzz across football circles, with analysts speculating on how such a transformation could elevate the club's profile to match that of Europe's elite. There is also the geopolitical dimension to consider. A high-profile owner from the Middle East brings international scrutiny, political commentary, and a spotlight that few Scottish clubs have ever experienced. The combination of wealth, influence, and ambition could place Rangers in a position where their every move is watched, critiqued, and celebrated on a global scale. And yet, amid all this speculation, there remains a fundamental uncertainty. The deal is still rumored, tentative, and shrouded in confidentiality. Nothing is confirmed, yet the conversation alone has sent shockwaves through the footballing community, sparking endless debate among fans, journalists, and pundits about what a Rangers team under Bin Salman could look like, and how the club's future might be irreversibly transformed. As this story continues to unfold, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The very notion of Mohammed bin Salman acquiring Rangers has reignited discussions about the modernization of football, the role of investment in club development, and the fine line between progress and preservation. Supporters, pundits, and even casual observers are left to imagine the possibilities, weighing the excitement of unprecedented opportunity against the anxiety of cultural and historical displacement. The potential for a seismic shift in the Scottish Premiership is enormous, and the ripple effects could be felt in stadiums, boardrooms, and fan communities alike, from speculative media coverage to whispered conversations among insiders. Every snippet of information is dissected, analyzed, and debated with fervor. What is undeniable is that this story has captured the imagination of football fans far beyond Scotland, blending the allure of wealth, power, and ambition with the romance of the beautiful game. Whether this rumor materializes into reality remains to be seen, but for now, it exists in the thrilling liminal space between possibility and certainty, a story that will dominate discussions, fuel debates, and keep fans on the edge of their seats for weeks, months, or perhaps even longer. The ripple effects of such a potential takeover on the players themselves cannot be overstated. Rangers' current squad would suddenly find themselves in a situation that blends opportunity with immense pressure. Rumors circulating in insider circles suggest that Bin Salman's vision could involve the acquisition of marquee players from the biggest leagues in Europe, creating a squad with depth, skill, and global star power that could rival anyone in the Champions League. For existing players, this is both exhilarating and daunting. The chance to train alongside world-class talent is a dream scenario, but it also brings intense scrutiny, higher expectations, and the knowledge that performance standards would be elevated overnight. Management teams would have to adapt to a new culture of accountability, potentially integrating cutting-edge analytics, international scouting networks, and strategic planning processes that are far removed from the traditional Scottish football model. Rumors also suggest discussions about long-term contracts, player retention strategies, and even youth development initiatives designed to create a sustainable pipeline of talent that ensures Rangers' dominance for decades. Fans are already speculating about how current stars might respond, whether they would embrace the influx of investment or feel overshadowed, and how squad dynamics might shift under the weight of ambition, media attention, and the relentless expectation of success at the highest levels of European football. Off the pitch, the transformation of Rangers under Bin Salman could be equally seismic. Talks, albeit unconfirmed, suggest that infrastructural changes are being contemplated, including stadium renovations, expanded facilities for training and recovery, and technological upgrades aimed at maximizing performance and fan engagement. This is not just about football, it is about branding, marketing, and creating a club that is globally recognized, commercially robust, and capable of rivaling some of Europe's most lucrative teams. Rumors suggest potential partnerships with international sponsors, expansion into untapped markets, and strategic digital initiatives that would elevate the club's profile to a scale previously unimaginable for Scottish football. Yet, for supporters who have followed Rangers through lean years, the spectre of such modernization brings unease as well. There is an undercurrent of fear that the heart and soul of the club could be compromised in pursuit of global recognition and financial dominance. The balance between preserving the traditions of a club embedded in its city, community, and culture while simultaneously embracing a vision that could propel them onto the world stage is a challenge that no owner, regardless of wealth or ambition, has ever faced. In Scottish football, before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. One of the most talked about aspects of this potential deal is how it could shift the balance of power within the Scottish Premiership. Rangers' main rivals would suddenly be facing a team backed by virtually unlimited resources, capable of attracting talent that was previously inconceivable in domestic competition. Rumors suggest that bin Salman's interest extends beyond merely winning titles. He is said to want Rangers to become a symbol of modern football dominance, a club that not only competes but defines the narrative in Scotland and beyond. This could trigger a ripple effect where other clubs, either through foreign investment or strategic partnerships, are forced to adapt or risk irrelevance. Analysts speculate that league dynamics, transfer policies, and competitive strategies could be upended entirely, with Rangers potentially dominating not only the league table but also commercial revenue streams, international broadcasting deals, and sponsorship markets. Fans across the country are abuzz with speculation. Will this create a golden age for Scottish football, or will it lead to a polarization that leaves smaller clubs struggling to maintain relevance? The discussion is not merely about trophies, Ernie, but about the future ecosystem of the sport in a country where football is woven into the cultural fabric and where club identity has always been fiercely protected. In addition to the domestic upheaval, the European ramifications are equally compelling. Rumors point to an ambition to position Rangers not just as national champion, but as serious contenders in the continent's elite competitions. The sheer financial firepower and global vision that bin Salman brings could allow Rangers to compete for transfers and sponsorship deals on par with clubs from England, Spain, Germany, and Italy. Analysts speculate that a club under this level of investment could attract managerial talent from Europe's top leagues, implement advanced performance analytics, and restructure club operations to operate at a level that few Scottish teams have ever approached. For European football observers, this potential acquisition is the perfect blend of intrigue, power, and disruption. Questions abound. Will Rangers become a European powerhouse, reshaping perceptions of Scottish football, or will the pressure of expectation and intense scrutiny undermine what makes the club unique? As whispers continue to circulate, the football world is collectively holding its breath, eager to see whether this rumor will materialize into reality and what it would mean for a sport where tradition and modernity are constantly negotiating a fragile balance. The supporters' perspective is particularly fascinating in this speculative scenario. Rangers' fan base, known for its passionate loyalty and deep-rooted connection to the club, is now faced with the possibility of unprecedented change. Rumors suggest a mix of excitement and anxiety permeating discussions among fans, with some dreaming of a new era of trophies, international recognition, and global influence, while others fear that the very essence of what makes Rangers a community-centric institution could be compromised. Social media is awash with speculation, theories, and debates about everything from potential managerial appointments to the kinds of players that could be signed. If the deal proceeds, insider sources hint at delicate conversations between club representatives and supporter groups, seeking to gauge reaction and reassure fans that tradition will not be sacrificed in the pursuit of global ambition. Yet the tension is undeniable. Every leak, every rumor, and every hint of negotiation sparks fervent debate, creating an environment where hope and apprehension coexist, feeding a narrative that is as thrilling as it is uncertain. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.